Hello and welcome to Laurentian University's pre-recorded presentation, where we support the many academic and personal decisions you'll make during your journey to Laurentian. Throughout your transition to university studies, we want to be here to help and present all of the wonderful opportunities Laurentian can offer you. We would like to begin today by acknowledging the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850. We also further recognize that Laurentian University is located on the traditional lands of the Atikomashing Anishinaabe and that the greater city of Sudbury also includes the traditional lands of the Wahnapitae First Nation. In order to get started and get you equipped with all the necessary information to know about Laurentian University, this video will cover 5 unique parts. As I'll be your facilitator for this video, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ra Koulé and I'm a coordinator with Laurentian University Liaison Services team. I'm an alumnus of Laurentian, a graduate of the Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, and during my time at Laurentian, I created clubs, I was a former student leader, and I thoroughly enjoyed my university experience. Now that you know a little bit about me, let's start writing your story. As you begin to understand yourself and your interests, we're going to focus on Laurentian's story while highlighting the top features and attributes that you should consider when applying to Laurentian University. On screen is a list of many of the things that make Laurentian unique. From a $200 million campus modernization project to an emphasis on our postgraduate employment rate, these are just the few of the many reasons students choose Laurentian. These 2 features of note relate to your earnings and employment rate immediately after graduating from university. These statistics demonstrate clearly that we are top ranked in Ontario and have been for the past decade. As a university in Northern Ontario, we equip you with the education opportunities and network to find a stimulating career in your field. As we continue to highlight our top features, it is important to understand that while Laurentian is primarily an undergraduate university, we offer opportunities for you to study at the graduate level as well. One of the fundamental pieces to university and your success afterwards relies on the understanding that the completion of your undergraduate degree can help you achieve your goals and will lead you to various opportunities. This diagram does a good job at explaining the 3 main avenues students take after completing their undergraduate degree. Starting from the left, you'll note that obtaining your bachelor's degree is often linked to exploring the job market and starting a career. Remember our top-ranked statistic in finding a job after 6 months of obtaining your degree? That 94% is significant in this context and a reason why many choose Laurentian. Another pathway our students have confidence pursuing is through the continuation of their education at Laurentian University by applying to graduate studies. Students following this path must choose to elaborate on the research and interests in the pursuit of obtaining a graduate certificate, master's, or even a doctorate. Last of the 3 post-bachelor pathways would be understanding that you can continue your studies in a professional capacity through a professional school. This particular option can be confusing to some, as several undergraduate degree programs are intertwined as a professional school program. Common examples of this combination would be social work, concurrent education, nursing, midwifery, and engineering, which are all programs offered at Laurentian. It is also important to note that professional schools are usually specific to university-level education centered around a career requiring a license or professional insurance. Some examples of these would include law school, medical school at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine, studying to be a chiropractor, becoming an architect, and others. Understanding professional schools is valuable when planning for education required to attain your desired profession. Now that you're familiar with some of the pathways our students choose to follow, how do you get there? Undergraduate degrees in university have a few more requirements than the high school diploma you're in progress of completing. And having had the opportunity to talk with many students who are considering university, one thing stands out. Many students do not know exactly what they want to do, and this is completely okay. One of the best parts about Laurentian's degree programs is that by and large, they can be customized to suit your interests. Take the chart on screen as an example. Notice how a 4-year degree consists of 120 credits. The expectation of the 4-year degree is that students complete 30 credits per year. At Laurentian, each course is worth 3 credits, which means that the full-time students take 10 courses per year or 5 per semester. Once that's clear, the left side becomes simpler. Let's consider the second example on screen 1 specialization plus 1 minor. One of the benefits of studying at Laurentian is the ability to study more than one interest at the same time. Say you're interested in history and have a slight interest in psychology. With our degree flexibility, you can work towards a 60-credit specialization in history, take specific courses in psychology to meet the requirement of the 24-credit minor. This leaves 36 credits left over for any elective credits you'd like. All this can be completed within the 120 credits required for your degree and does not require extra time to complete. Following this level of personalization will be a similar aspect of how our educational experiences are personalized. This is achieved through our 19:1 student-to-professor ratio. The statistic not only demonstrates how accessible and student-focused your classroom will be, but it'll also offer several opportunities throughout your degree to become acquainted with your professors. Remember that professors are industry leaders and experts in their field. By being in small classes, you'll have the opportunity to build a connection with your professors, which could give you an advantage when applying to a job, internship, or graduate program. These faculty members also recognize the significance of learning outside the classroom. At Laurentian University, you can expect various experiential learning opportunities through studios, laboratories, field trips, research, placements, co-ops, and more. Each on their own allows the opportunity to solidify your skills and apply it in a simulated environment or directly within your future industry. When choosing Laurentian, you're also joining a proud bilingual community that leverages the most out of the language through culture, services, and providing a quality university education in both official languages. As part of our welcoming francophone environment, more than 50 bachelor programs and over 1,000 courses are delivered yearly in French. If you're interested in learning or improving a second official language, we encourage you to pursue our Certificate of Bilingualism. In order to graduate with a Certificate of Bilingualism, you have to complete 15 credits or 5-semester courses in the opposite language of your program of study. This means a student in an English language program would have to complete 15 credits in courses offered in French, or a student studying in a French program would have to complete 15 credits in English. This certificate is an outstanding addition to your resume and will prove to future employers that you can work in both of Canada's official languages. By choosing Laurentian University, you're also welcomed into an engaging Indigenous community. Your studies will be supported by services such as counseling, access to elders, and knowledge keepers, while being taught by more than 50 Indigenous staff and faculty members in a brand new Indigenous Sharing and Learning Center. At Laurentian, you'll have many opportunities for your studies to incorporate Indigenous themes and content. Ongoing engagement opportunities offered or hosted through the Indigenous Student Affairs programming include traditional ceremonies, language offerings, storytelling, celebrations, cultural workshops, lecture series, and student project fairs. This immersion and commitment to our tricultural mandate allows everyone the opportunity to learn and be supported throughout their post-secondary education. Lastly, our campus has recently completed its $200 million campus modernization projects with student success as its core mandate. Students can now access new spaces such as the Indigenous Sharing and Learning Center, the Parker Atrium, the Student Center, and the Cliff Fielding Research, Innovation and Engineering Building. In addition to the creation of these spaces, we have renovated over 60 of our classrooms, laboratories, and residence facilities. Laurentian has never been more accessible and comfortable. Now that you know all about Laurentian's unique features, let's change gears and talk about our programs. At Laurentian, we have more than 170 programs spread out across 6 undergraduate faculties, including the Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Management, Faculty of Science, Engineering and Architecture, Faculty of Medicine, and the Faculty of Health. We will highlight each faculty and tell you a quick story about a few recent graduates from our programs. Each graduate has completed their university studies with overwhelming satisfaction for our passionate faculty, student engagement, and sense of community. Let's dive in. We begin this new section with the Faculty of Arts. Faculty is just a fancy term for a grouping of similar programs. Arts also takes a new meaning in post-secondary. Arts expands on purely visual, dramatic, or visual arts, to also include the subjects of psychology, history, law and justice, sociology, and much more. This faculty offers many programs that allow students to establish their role in human interactions in the present, past, and or future. Allow me to introduce Nicolas Depatie from Hanmer, Ontario. Nick accomplished quite a bit at Laurentian. One of these accomplishments include his involvement as one of the first students for a unique educational agreement between our French Law and Justice program and the law schools at Université de Moncton and University of Ottawa. This agreement allowed Nick, alongside other French Law and Justice students, to complete his Juris Doctorate in 6 years instead of 7, 1 year ahead of the entering class. This is one of the several fantastic opportunities for students to accelerate their university pathways. Now, you might think Nick had to have some sort of sacrifice in order to pursue this pathway. Well, I'm here to tell you he did not think so, considering he was still able to compete in several intramural sport activities, participate in the famous Model Parliament, where Laurentian students are invited into the House of Commons, as well as complete a 12-month student exchange in Paris. Do you see yourself following in his footsteps within the arts? Now, let's discuss the Faculty of Education. Laurentian's Faculty of Education consists of a concurrent education program where students work towards their undergraduate degree at the same time as their Bachelor of Education. Normally, both degrees consecutively would take a total of 6 years. With our concurrent education program, students are able to complete it in 5 years, making it the shortest concurrent education program in Ontario. The Faculty of Education also has a French consecutive Bachelor of Education program over 2 years, a French concurrent program over 5, and a French part-time hybride online education program over 3 years. Meet Aislinn Bandy from Warkworth, Ontario. Aislinn is a fantastic friend of mine who is great at balancing her time between her studies, work, and personal life. She was also actively involved in the Best Buddies group along with Let's Talk Science, a student group at Laurentian University. Before we dive into that, you must understand that Aislinn is a qualified teacher for the primary junior section. This means she is qualified to teach from kindergarten all the way to grade 6. Now, if you remember your time in this grade, you may remember your teacher being involved in teaching you almost every subject, not just one. Aislinn completed her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and hadn't taken sciences since high school. Furthermore, she was a bit intimidated by having to teach science in her classes, so Let's Talk Science comes in as an alternative means of learning. For kids, and in this case, for Aislinn too. Let's Talk Science is a group of engaged students that attend various community events, doing various science activities and demonstrations. This was a perfect opportunity for Aislinn to learn new ways to approach science curriculum and build confidence instructing on this material. The main lesson to take away from this example is that while there are many university-level courses, there will be many valuable opportunities for you to learn and build your character through our clubs and campus activities. Next, we get to present the Faculty of Health. This faculty consists of programs relating to health and the ways it connects to our daily lives. Beyond this scope is knowing our programs provide you with the tools for you to achieve your health-related goals. Within this faculty, you get to nurture your vocation and live your passion. Programs include midwifery, nurse, sport and physical education, human kinetics, health promotion, social work, and sports psychology. Meet Train Bali from Sudbury. She's an alumni from Laurentian's nursing program and currently works in the emergency department at Sudbury's Hospital, Health Sciences North. Similar to most Faculty of Health programs, your experiential learning opportunities from nursing begin early in your university program. For nursing students, it starts as early as week 6 in your first semester of your first year. It is also important to recognize that you'll be balancing placements, schooling, and your personal life, none of which should be taken lightly. A personal life is necessary, and I urge you to balance this amongst your other tasks in nursing or any program you choose to pursue. Trainum recognized that and got involved with Laurentian's Nursing Association, the Multicultural Club, and continued with their interest in photography. You can study health, but remember your own health is just as important. Let's discuss the Faculty of Management. This faculty consists of 2 programs. Nevertheless, it is rich in degree flexibility with a specialization or the very popular Honors Bachelors of Commerce in Sports Administration. You can truly make the most of your university experience by immersing yourself in this faculty's offering. A great example of a student from this faculty is Ben Bramley from Oshawa, Ontario. Ben was a fantastic leader for Laurentian. He was a residence assistant, RA, for most of his time at Laurentian. Co-founded both the Laurentian University Esports Club and the Laurentian University Campus Emergency Response Team, otherwise known as LUCER. Needless to say, he was quite involved in a variety of roles and loved to support his fellow students. Ben was also very focused academically. He saw the opportunity to leverage the many summer courses as well as the option to do his internship in the summer in order to graduate a summer early and have a competitive advantage when looking for work. Most notably with Ben's story is how he interpreted his skill set in commerce and sports and included his interest in competitive video games as an avenue to pursue a career. As a strong example of recognizing his skills, he followed his passion and currently works as a coordinator for the gaming arena at Durham College. The Faculty of Science, Engineering, and Architecture is a faculty featuring a variety of programs that builds upon the foundations of modern-day science theory and offers incredibly opportunities to apply their knowledge outside the classroom. Meet Abraham from Brampton, Ontario. Abe is a dear friend of mine. He accomplished so much in his time at Laurentian University, it would be a challenge to quickly summarize all of his feats. As a current mechanical engineering student, he got involved in a variety of projects and clubs such as student politics, rugby, and residence. However, instead of accelerating his program much in the fashion Nick and Ben did, Abraham chose the opposite. He prolonged his 4-year program into 5. Now, why would he want to do that? Well, Abraham took advantage of the co-op option in his mechanical engineering program. They're paid and take over various blocks of time in the academic term, much like a university course would. In Abraham's case, specifically, his 4th year was spent at SNC Lavalin in Sudbury, Ontario. And it's important to note that for all, that these experiential learning options serve as a different approach of an interview. Of course, make the most of your time there with the employers, because if you're going to put in the work and do your best, the employer will notice you. And if you're lucky enough, you might end up with a position with the organization once you finish your studies. In the end, I'm sure Abe will be fortunate enough to join the workforce immediately following his graduation. Lastly, we have the Northern Ontario School of Medicine, also known as NOSM for short. NOSM is a medical school that is run jointly between Laurentian and Lakehead University. If you're considering medicine, know that you'll first need to complete a 4-year undergraduate program in any discipline, while taking specific science courses. Medical schools are highly competitive, and will usually evaluate your community involvement from the age of 16 and up, so it's never too early to start getting ready. So, while this goal may be years away, many of the preparations will take place in university. Meet Stephanie Ouellette, a francophone from Timmins, Ontario. Stephanie understood that admission into medicine would be competitive. She also understood that she should enjoy her time in university, She decided to leverage the fact that Laurentian could help her acquire a distinct advantage in her future plans. Among many activities throughout her undergraduate degree, she did well and supported residence events, charities, and Welcome Week, to name a few. Each of these opportunities allowed Stephanie to get involved, all the while complementing her application to medical school. She finished in 2018, graduating with her Bachelor's of Science in Biomedical Biology, and later that year received her admission offer to the School of Medicine. These were all past success stories. Now, let's make sure we focus on your success story. You'll get the most of this section if you have a copy of Laurentian's Viewbook at hand. You can find a copy on our website or in your school's guidance office. Once you have a copy, open it up to page 52 and follow along. This table is very important. It features a series of columns highlighting key features of our programs. We'll proceed by explaining in detail 3 significant sections of the table to ensure you can meet the requirements for entry into the program of your choice. First, we have our programs. In this column, every single one of our programs and degree options is listed in alphabetical order. You may notice some programs have bullet points underneath. These are the specializations offered. We advise you to highlight the ones that interest you most. When you finish determining the programs that interest you, take a look at the next column. This section serves as an indicator of the language of study for that program. An E means the program is offered in English, F means French, bilingual means it's offered bilingually, and F/E indicates it is offered fully in both languages. In the second to last column, you'll find the program requirements. Make sure you understand this particular section well. To explain this, let's use a fun analogy. Try and consider this as a list of ingredients for the most important recipe you've had to follow. Like any important recipe, each ingredient listed must be included. In the context of an academic program, it's very similar, except the ingredients are actually grade 12 courses. You must demonstrate that you have completed or that you will complete the 6 4U or 4M level courses mentioned in the program prerequisites. In some cases, these programs are named, such as English, Advanced Functions, Biology, etc. However, there will be several of the course requirements labeled as other courses. In these cases, any 4U or 4M level course will meet the requirements of other course. That being said, the course code must read 4U or 4M in order to satisfy the requirement and be considered for university admission. If you're not registered in the minimum 6 courses and the courses mentioned in that row, please speak to your guidance counselor as soon as possible. An equally important part of the table is found next to the high school prerequisites in the last column. This will be your minimum average required to gain admission. These averages are based on the calculation using your best 6 4U or M courses. Now, what's special with how Laurentian calculates their average is that we will use your top 6 4U or M courses. What this means is that if you have a required course with a low mark, we can drop that mark from your average calculation. If you have 6 other 4U or M level courses we can use, you must still pass each required course. At Laurentian, it does not matter to us how you take your 4U or M level courses. We'll accept day school, night school, repeated, or online courses. This is different at every institution that you'll be applying to, so make sure you check that out. Once you understand this piece of your academic planning, you can begin considering your financial outlook at Laurentian University. Let's begin by discussing some of the common university costs. Let's acknowledge early on that your budget will differ immensely based on your accommodations. Will you be living at home or in residence? This is important and worth noting that most of you may be planning to live in residence for your first year. If this is the case, then I'm pleased to share with you that residence in the first year is guaranteed, provided you apply from an Ontario high school by June 1st, 2021. Most costs will vary depending on your situation and how you spend your money. Important things to consider for a budget would be your tuition, auxiliary fees, meals, means of transportation, personal costs, and others. It's important to recognize that university studies can be costly, but I want to assure you have a comprehensive package or financial aid to support our students and ensure your future here is accessible. We're here to help. Every student should consider financial aid. Last year, we provided $11 million in overall financial assistance to students. As a small campus of around 9,000 students, that amount is significant. Furthermore, these awards can be classified into 2 categories, one awarded automatically based on merit and academic success, the other based on applications toward a specific award. There are over 500 of these awards, so please take the time to review the ones you're eligible for. You never know the answer if you don't apply. Many community and government organizations also offer financial aid to students. The Ontario Student Assistance Program, or OSAP for short, is one of these. We urge you to research and have a conversation with members of the community and see how they support post-secondary education. Consult and review every option and prepare for a successful financial plan. The second type of financial aid available to students is our automatic entrance scholarships. Similar to how we calculate your admission average, if you have above an 80% average in your best 6 4U or 4M courses, we'll give you free money. If you have an average between 80 and 84.5%, that's $1,000. 85 to 89.9% is $1,500. 90 to 94.9% is $3,000, and 95% and above is $4,000. These scholarships are automatic, meaning you don't need to do anything except apply to Laurentian and we'll do the rest. They're also renewable, meaning you can earn them each year through your study at Laurentian, provided you don't fall below your tier. Put your academic and financial plan in action with this scholarship in mind. You can do it. We have now come to one of the best parts of attending Laurentian University, joining a new community where you'll thrive. Let's start by introducing you to the city of Sudbury. The city of Greater Sudbury is the largest city in Ontario by land area and is a place where residents can make the most of its environment with its 4 seasons. With 330 lakes, incredible local restaurants, multiple science centers, shopping centers, and a strong downtown core, Sudbury has every amenity a student needs in a city. For example, our winters are simply so much fun as we build dozens of outdoor skating rinks and paths on our lakes and trails. Sudbury's picturesque scenery allows us ample opportunity to get active and get that new profile picture you may be looking at updating. So pro Sudburyan tip, bring your skates. We're also a city of over 165,000 people, and what's even more special is that we are home to 3 post-secondary institutions. In addition to Laurentian University, there's also Collège Boreal and Cambrian College that brings young adults from all over the world. This unique combination of post-secondary partners in Sudbury makes it an ideal place to be a student. Laurentian's campus is like no other. Where else can you be surrounded by 5 lakes, situated on 765 acres of land, while being minutes away from 35 kilometers of trails? Our campus modernization project focused on highlighting the feel of campus, dedicated new student study spaces, brand new buildings, renovated labs, all within walking distance of a residence complex. Along with the Ben Avery gym facility, renovated labs, classrooms, student spaces, and library, it makes for the perfect surroundings for a student environment with our residents at the center. Did you know that the view from the R.D. Parker building showcases an incredible view, especially in the fall, but it's also the tallest publicly accessible vantage point in Sudbury? The more you know. Our main campus also features all the support services to ensure your academic success. Assistance from the admissions office, the financial aid office, academic and orientation support, and through the Center of Academic Excellence are important pieces to your transition. As a future student, you'll be happy to know about our investments in health and wellness. You can rely on excellent care and services from the health clinic, campus security, counseling, accessibility services, and various other students groups designed to support you. Should you have an individualized education plan, or IEP, you can easily transition your modifications and accommodations to your university studies with the support of our accessibility services team. Right at the heart of the campus, you'll find Laurentian residences. These housing options could be your next home base. As an incoming first-year student, you're guaranteed a spot in residence, provided that you apply before June 1st, 2021 from Ontario High School. The residence guarantee extends to either the University College residence, which is dorm style, or the single student residence and apartment style residence. Nestled right in the heart of campus, Laurentian's 8 residences truly have something for everyone. The 2 residences guaranteed for first-year students, single student residence, and the University College residence both offer advantages. In the University College residence, students live in a dormitory-style building. Community is paramount in UC. By sharing a kitchen and common areas with your fellow floor mates, you'll get to know them like a second family. Each floor in residence is supported by a residence assistant, RA, who is responsible for planning social activities and ensuring you enjoy your residence experience. In first year, you'll typically be sharing a room with a roommate. All of the rooms in UC come equipped with beds, desks, and lots of space for storage. The single student residence, SSR, which is apartment style, is laid out a little bit differently than the dorms. Each apartment is shared between 4 to 6 students. As you enter the main apartment door, there are 2 double rooms and 2 single rooms. These 6 students share a full kitchen and 2 washrooms. Apartments are shared by students with the same gender identity. Each floor in SSR consists of 10 of these apartments, so living here feels like your own friendly neighborhood. Each year, our residence life team offers many different events and social activities, from movie nights, yoga and Zumba classes, going to the infamous Cortina Cruise, Rest Fest, Pizza Prom, Sunday sports, or Sudbury Wolves hockey nights. As you can tell, there are tons of ways to get involved in residence. Please note that students living in the Laurentian residences are required to purchase a meal plan. That being said, you'll notice there are flexible options to accommodate every type of student. If you feel more confident with your cooking abilities, consider the Light Eater plan. If you'd like not to worry about picking up groceries and cooking, consider a plan with more meals at the Great Hall. Both are excellent options and will vary from student to student. I can assure you that students, staff, and faculty enjoy a fantastic series of options when it comes to selecting their food, snack, or beverage. Our university community takes advantage of our Starbucks, Subway, Casada, Smokes Poutineery, Pub Down Under, the popular Great Hall, and multiple Tim Horton locations. The Great Hall is a centralized, recently renovated buffet-style restaurant that caters to gluten-free, vegan, halal, or any other dietary restrictions in delicious fashion. Any hungry student after a class can come to the Great Hall and leave feeling satisfied. On the notion of a balanced diet, your university experiences will require balance too. We encourage you to get involved and choose from a variety of networks on campus and within the Sudbury community. Your student life is important. When focusing on your mind, body, or fitness, you can take advantage of our Olympic-sized swimming pool, 4 well-appointed gyms across campus, and a convenient access to more than 35 kilometers of groomed trails. Should you wish to learn or continue some of your favorite activities, we offer those opportunities. Make the most of the downhill ski hill, skating paths, outdoor rinks, various trails, cycling paths, mountain bike park, all in the city of Greater Sudbury. Beyond these activities is your student network and opportunities for all. Join one of more than 50 clubs that may be based on a mutual interest or academic program. If you're looking to win an intramural championship, you can register as an individual or as a team to compete for glory. These intramurals, clubs, in addition to your student association, are healthy parts to your student-to-student network and offer many student jobs, services, and hundreds of fantastic events. Participate and engage with the Laurentian community by attending games, or try it for your team and be a voyageur. It is a key part of our dynamic and loud, very loud varsity games. Laurentian University's varsity teams, the Voyageurs, have a rich and successful history with recent success, including a national championship in women's curling and various medals in rowing and swimming. These are but some of the many highlights for our teams and individual performances. Should you want to join our varsity team, please connect with a coach by completing a prospective varsity form on laurentian.ca/explore. But in the end, it is undeniably important to know your bright future begins with making an application to Laurentian University. That continues with PostSec 12, your 4-part webinar series that ensures your transition from high school to university is smooth and supported every step of the way. Following Chapter 1 in this university introduction is understanding the admission processes for when you prepare an application. We encourage you to invite your family and support and join us live for this session to make sure all questions around your admission for 2021 are answered. It's important to remember there are 2 more beneficial sessions beyond Chapter 2. Plan ahead and book it in your calendar. To register for these particular sessions, please visit laurentian.ca/explore. We recognize that researching post-secondary institutions is a process. Here's some of our advice when it comes to furthering your university preparations. Download our Viewbook, attend presentations, book a campus tour, visit our website, ask questions, meet faculty. This is all accessible through the laurentian.ca/explore webpage. So please explore, learn, and enjoy this exciting process. We hope you enjoyed this informative video. Should you have any questions regarding the contents covered, please contact us via email at info@laurentian.ca or by phone at 1-800-263-4188. On behalf of the Laurentian University Liaison Team, thank you for tuning in. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you. Miigwech. Merci.